Have you ever had that strange feeling that you're doing everything right, yet something inside you keeps saying you're not? Or the opposite, everything around you screams, "This is crazy," but you feel an unexplainable sense of peace following that path? That contradiction isn't confusion, it's your soul trying to tell you something your mind hasn't fully processed yet. And before you think this is just disconnected, unrealistic talk, let me share a truth that goes against everything you were taught. Logic is not the most reliable tool for the most important decisions in your life. Surprising? It should be. We spend years believing we need proof, data, and guarantees before we act, when in reality the truest answer has always been quietly pulsing inside your chest. If you clicked on this video, it wasn't by chance, it's because some part of you already knew you needed to hear this right now. Maybe you're stuck in a job that pays the bills but drains your soul. Maybe you're in a comfortable relationship that no longer makes you feel alive. Or maybe you're just exhausted from living on autopilot while your essence quietly screams for change. The good news? You don't need another guru telling you what to do, another course promising a magic formula, or another miracle technique. You simply need to stop ignoring what your soul already knows and start trusting your intuition as if your life depended on it, because, in a way, it does. This isn't just another spiritual message, it's the confirmation you've been waiting for to finally validate what you already felt but were afraid to admit. There is something within you that made the decision long before you became consciously aware of it. Your soul knows. And that inner certainty often shows up as a feeling, that sudden chill, that unexplained shiver, or the calm that fills your chest when you're on the right path. That's exactly the message behind soul awakening. What you feel deep down isn't confusion, but a spiritual confirmation that your intuition is guiding you towards something greater, something true. While your rational mind stays busy making lists, weighing pros and cons, and looking for guarantees in the outside world, your inner guidance has already pointed the way. It's like someone who spends months planning a move to another city, while deep down they knew from day one they would go. The signs of spiritual awakening often appear in this gap between what the soul recognizes and what the mind finally accepts. And if you're here now, reading this, it may be because your inner transformation is asking to move forward. The real question isn't whether you'll discover the path, it's when you'll trust your intuition and stop questioning what's already clear inside you. Think of that friend who knew they needed to end a relationship but took years to do it. Their soul always knew. Their mind just needed proof. This awakening journey doesn't wait for perfect logic. It invites you to dare to believe in what doesn't yet have a rational explanation, but already carries all the truth you need to keep moving forward. The difference between the soul and the mind is similar to the difference between feeling hungry and counting calories. Both are talking about the same need, but in completely different ways. The soul is that quiet inner voice that makes you pause in the middle of an important meeting and think, "This is not what I want for my life," while the mind is already planning the next promotion and organizing next month's schedule. This sense of life purpose that rises from within doesn't come with spreadsheets or logical arguments. It simply appears, whole and clear, as if it had always been there, waiting for you to notice. When we talk about signs along the healing journey, we're really talking about this inner conflict between what you feel and what you think you should feel. The mind wants proof, safety, and reassurance that everything makes sense before taking the next step, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's trying to protect you. But the soul has already crossed that bridge, it knows the territory and is waving from the other side, saying, "You can come, you're on the right path." It's like meeting someone and instantly knowing that person will be important in your life, while your head is still processing their name, job, and whether your personalities match. This dance between intuition and reason is where true guidance for manifesting your deepest desires takes place. Think about how many times you ignored a gut feeling and later thought, "I knew I should have trusted my instinct." The clarity you're looking for isn't found in more information or more analysis, it's already whispering inside you, waiting for you to stop searching outside for what can only be found within. And what's interesting is that the more you learn to listen to your soul, the more you realize it has never led you to the wrong place. There comes a moment in everyone's life when they stop searching for answers and begin to recognize that they had them all along. Those standing before a major decision, torn between the safety of the familiar and the pull of the unknown, feel this especially strongly, as if the universe's message arrives today in the form of a video, a sentence, or a casual conversation, exactly when it's most needed. This isn't coincidence, it's spiritual confirmation that you're tuned into something greater, and your motivation for personal growth is asking for space to come alive. The truth is that people resonate with these messages because, deep down, they already know what they need to do, they were just waiting for permission to trust their intuition. It's like that moment when you're thinking about calling someone and they call you first. You didn't create that situation, you were simply tuned into the right frequency. Life alignment happens when we stop fighting what we feel and start honoring the signs of spiritual awakening that show up disguised as coincidences. Who hasn't opened social media and come across exactly the content they needed, as if the algorithm were actually the universe working in their favor? This search for emotional validation is not weakness, it's wisdom. When you feel torn between what others expect from you and what your soul truly wants, finding a message about the soul's path works like a lighthouse in the fog. Think of that person who quit a stable job to follow a crazy dream. They didn't suddenly become brave overnight, they simply stopped ignoring what they had known for years. And every time someone watches this while feeling lost and experiences that inner click, it's not the video changing their life, it's them finally giving themselves permission to listen to what their soul has been quietly shouting all along. The theory is beautiful, but real life requires you to turn that understanding into concrete action, and that's where the real magic happens. When you're facing an important decision, instead of making 50 more pros and cons lists, try simply sitting in silence and noticing how your body reacts to each option. That tight feeling in your chest when you think about taking that job? Your soul is telling you something. That unexplained sense of lightness when you imagine the other path? You're heading in the right direction, and your inner guidance has already pointed the way. Trusting your intuition doesn't mean abandoning reason, it means putting it in its proper place, as a co-pilot rather than the driver. Think about the people you admire for living authentically. They don't have all the answers, but they have something far more valuable, the courage to follow what they feel, even when it doesn't make sense on paper. The awakening journey requires that kind of boldness, that willingness to say, I can't explain it, but I know this is the way. It's like learning to ride a bike. There comes a point when you stop trying to understand balance and simply trust that your body already knows what to do. There are simple practices that can strengthen this connection to your sense of life purpose, and none of them involve complicated formulas or impossible rituals. Taking a few minutes a day to meditate, writing freely about what you feel without censoring yourself, or simply asking that quiet inner question, what do I really want? Before falling asleep, all of this works like an open channel that allows your soul to speak louder than the noise of the world. And the more you practice listening to your soul, the more you realize that the signs of spiritual awakening were always there, you were just too busy looking outward to notice what was happening inside. This idea that you carry inner wisdom is not some internet trend, it goes back thousands of years and appears in the oldest philosophies known to humanity. When the ancient Greeks carved Know Thyself into the temple at Delphi, they weren't talking about discovering your zodiac sign or taking personality tests, they were pointing to a deeper truth. Inner transformation begins when you stop searching for answers in the outside world and turn inward to explore your own inner universe. It's as if each generation rediscovers the same secret. Your soul already knows the way, and everything else is just noise trying to distract you from that truth. Carl Jung, the psychologist who understood the human soul like few others, spoke about the collective unconscious and how we access knowledge that goes beyond our personal experiences. He realized that there is a deeper layer within us where symbols, intuitions, and a sense of direction for manifestation live, things we don't learn from books, but simply know. Think of how many times you had a strong gut feeling about something you'd never experienced before and turned out to be right. That's not luck, it's your connection to something greater working exactly as it should. The clarity you receive in moments of silence comes from this ancient place that exists within you. What's fascinating is that both ancient philosophy and modern psychology arrive at the same conclusion through different paths. There is an intelligence within you that exists before rational thought. When you come across something like this while feeling lost and it resonates deeply, it's not because you've learned something new, it's because you've recognized something ancient that was always there. The universe's message today is the same as it has always been. Trust your intuition, listen to your soul, because it carries the wisdom of every journey you've lived and every journey still ahead of you. And the more you study these traditions, the clearer it becomes that they all point to the same guiding light shining within your chest. There's a simple and deeply human reason why this kind of content spreads like wildfire. It touches the exact wound everyone carries, but few people are brave enough to admit. We live in a time when everyone has an opinion about your life, from your family to that coworker who barely knows you, and in the middle of this constant noise of you should, you need to, and you have to, your own voice slowly gets quieter. When someone comes across a video from the Soul Awakening channel saying, "Your soul already knows," it feels like an emotional hug that validates what they've been feeling alone for months. Of course they share it, because they finally found words for something that had been silent inside them. These videos go viral because they offer something the modern world has taken from us: permission to trust ourselves. Think about how many times you were sure about something but held back because you were afraid of looking crazy or irrational to others, so you swallowed that certainty and chose the so-called safe path. The spiritual message behind this kind of content says the opposite. It tells you that you're on the right path when you follow your inner guidance, even if no one else understands it. That's why people going through transitions, in career, relationships, or identity, cling to these messages like a life buoy in open water. For the first time, someone is saying it's okay to follow what you feel. What makes this content so shareable is the relief it brings, that feeling of "I'm not alone in this." When you're experiencing the signs of a healing journey and everything feels confusing, chaotic, and frightening, finding a message about the soul's path works like confirmation that you're not losing your mind, you're evolving. It's like realizing that many other people also wake up at 3 a.m. with deep insights and suddenly understanding that you're part of something bigger. And the more people share, the more others feel encouraged to trust their own awakening journey, creating a quiet chain of individuals who are finally choosing to listen to their soul instead of the noise of the world. In the end, all of this points to a truth so simple that we spend our entire lives overcomplicating it. You already have everything you need within you. Your soul carries a wisdom that goes beyond noisy thoughts, beyond daily worries, beyond all the voices telling you who you should be or what you should do. If this message reached you now, it wasn't an accident, it was spiritual confirmation that something inside you was already ready to hear it. You are on the right path, even when it feels like you're lost, because every uncertain step toward your truth is worth more than 1,000 safe steps in the wrong direction. The guidance toward the life purpose you're searching for isn't hidden somewhere far away or locked behind a secret door. It beats in your chest every time you pause, take a deep breath, and allow yourself to truly feel. Trust your intuition, because it's the language your soul uses to speak to you. Stop waiting for huge, flashing signs when the signs of spiritual awakening have been whispering to you every single day. It's like looking everywhere for the glasses that are already on your head. You search endlessly when the answer has always been closer than you imagined. This awakening journey doesn't require you to have everything figured out before you begin. It only asks for the courage to take the first step by trusting what you feel. Inner transformation happens when you stop waiting for the outside world to confirm what you already know inside and simply act from that inner certainty. Listen to your soul. It has never led you the wrong way, even when the path felt unfamiliar or lonely. And remember, life alignment isn't a final destination where everything suddenly becomes perfect forever. It's a way of being where you learn to move with life instead of fighting it, trusting that every step has meaning, even the ones that look like mistakes to those who don't see the whole dance. So let me ask you something. After everything you've just read, what's really stopping you from finally listening to your soul? How many more years are you going to ignore that inner voice that has never deceived you, just because it doesn't come with a step-by-step manual or the approval of the people around you? The truth is, you already know what you need to do, you always have. The real question isn't what is the path, but when will you have the courage to follow the path your soul has already shown you? Think about it. 5 years from now, do you want to look back and see someone who trusted their intuition and truly lived, or someone who spent another half-decade putting life on hold while waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives? Now is the time to apply all of this, not tomorrow, not next Monday, but now. Start small if you need to. Take a few minutes today and ask yourself that inner question you've been avoiding. Write down what your soul is whispering. Make one decision, even a small one, based on how you feel rather than on what others expect. Are you ready for this awakening journey, Or will you keep watching other people live while your own life stays on pause? Because if you made it this far, it wasn't to stay stuck, it was to fully wake up and take ownership of your own story. And if this message from the universe touched you in any way today, if you felt that inner click that says this is it, then you need to subscribe to the Soul Awakening channel and turn on notifications right now. Why? Because this is just the beginning of your inner transformation, and you'll need ongoing guidance toward your life purpose along the way. Every week, there's new content here to remind you that you're on the right path, to strengthen your connection with your inner guidance, and to give you that gentle push when your mind tries to talk you out of what your soul has already confirmed. So don't wait, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's walk this journey together. Your soul has already said yes. Now it's your turn to act.